Yo, Tommy here. I'm just making this video really quickly because I want to talk to you about something I get all the time, and that is when people say, why isn't my weight dropping? And they literally say to me, my measurements are going down, my clothes are fitting better, the photos look good, I look better, but my weight's not dropping. What am I doing wrong? What's the problem? And it's literally like, just stop there. If you're getting results by any means and you can see that you're making progress and you're looking better and that's what you're training for, then why does it matter how much you weigh? This does bug me a little bit, to be honest, but it's also something I just want to clear up and have on video so that I can point people in this direction and refer them to it, just to sort of go over a few points. But if you're making progress, why does it matter how much you weigh? It's something that particularly women are almost programmed to think that they must pay attention to the scales and they must weigh a certain weight. No, it's not the case. Okay, if you're training for the way you look, pay attention to the way you look. And if the way you look is changing for the better, if you're making positive changes to the way you look, then just forget about the scales, okay? Don't get hung up on weight. Just simple as that. One of the main reasons, I had this conversation with someone this morning, but it goes back to the whole muscle weighs more than fat thing. It's not true. A pound of muscle is a pound of fat is a pound. They all weigh a pound. However, muscle is a much denser tissue, so muscle will take up less space on your body. So say, for example, you lose a pound of fat, but you gain a pound of muscle, you'd obviously weigh exactly the same, but your body composition is going to have changed for the better, and you'll look smaller because fat takes up a much bigger surface area. So that loss of fat and gain of muscle will result in you looking smaller and your metabolism being faster, and all the other positive benefits that come with muscle, looking more toned, being stronger, more stable joints, increased immunity, the list goes on, but your scale weight will stay the same. So that's just a ballpark example there of why weight really doesn't matter. And like I said, I know I sound like I'm a bit help about this, but I get it all the time, all the time, like literally, I don't know, a couple of times a week, and it's just like it doesn't matter. And I want you to really just get everybody just sort of reprogram their way of thinking against the scales. This is how it looks. People that are generally a little bigger to start off with will lose weight. Okay, it's just what will happen. Your weight will drop, your centimeters will drop, etc., etc. People that are leaner, for example, may not even drop weight at all, but they'll still look better. So for the most part, for most people, particularly when they're starting off with, depending on your current sort of state of fitness and body composition, you will generally lose weight and centimeters, okay? But you will get to a point where that becomes sort of not useless, but it doesn't tell you half as much as it used to. And that will be when you want to pay much more attention to your photos. And I used to offer up body fat percentages, but no one ever used to take it, fitness campers. I do it for PT clients if they need it, but no one ever used to do it. So once you get to a certain level, then this is where you got to think about. When you get to a certain point, your fat and your muscle is almost going to take up the same amount of space in your body. Does that make sense? So say, for example, you're measuring your leg, but you're quite lean, then the measurement isn't really going to portray a loss in fat, and if it goes up, it's going to be more due to an increase in muscle mass. I hope that makes sense to you. But basically, for the most part, weight and measurements will tell you a lot of what you need to know to start off with. As always, photos are by far the most important means to tracking progress, okay? But weight can be misleading, and even the measurements, when you get to a point, will stop telling you what you need to know, okay? But I can tell you when you're at that point. We'll be able to tell. It's people that are really lean, and like I say, if the legs are going, or any part of the body is going to be almost as muscly, if there's as much muscle there as there is fat, if that makes sense. I hope it does. But yeah, like I always say, photos, okay? I can't stress it enough. Forget about weight. If you're making progress and you're seeing progress in other areas, we'll just end the conversation there, okay? It's working. Don't sweat the small stuff. If what you're doing is working, just keep doing it.